The next question is from Mr. Blank. What specifically are the issues you would like to see fixed by Coach Morris and the rest of the coaching staff moving forward? Which problems have become the most disturbing for you?
It's called lack of winning. It's called lack of winning. Lack of winning. Lack of winning.
Yeah!
You're listening to the What's Up Falcons podcast with Rock, Hoop, Q, Aries Falcon, and keeping it sexy, Al G.
What's up? What's up? What's up? And welcome to the What's Up Falcons podcast. My name is Rock, and I'm joined with my boy Q in the house. What's going on, Q?
Man, I can't call it, but it's good to talk to you fellas.
Indeed, man. Good to hear from you. And we're also joined all the way from the West Coast with the notorious vid maker, Mr. Aries Falcon. What's up, Aries?
Yeah.
Ah, man, what it is, what it does, what it do.
Oh, it's doing a lot.
The old in with the new.
Yup. That was a good one. Out with the old and in with the new. That's pretty much what it is, man. It's the rebuild has officially begun. You can hear him right now. Rebuild it.
It's not good. It's not good at all.
It's not good.
Well, Arthur Blank made some comments in AJC. I'll wait and talk about it later. But he mentioned Matt as far as this rebuild goes, and it's not sounding good.
Well, I mean, I would have to agree with him. I mean, if a new coach and new GM, wants to bring in somebody new, who is he to stop that process? I mean, even though he wants Matt there for his whole career, but I mean, you can't say no, this guy stays, and then expect them to change the way they, I'm saying, the culture is in that locker room. So putting handcuffs on the coach isn't going to work.
I hear you, man. Hey, we're gonna get into all that, man.
Don't tell that to the coach in Dallas. But go ahead.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, fellas, and that's definitely the big thing. But before we get into all that, I want to thank everybody for checking us out, the What's Up Falcons podcast, and also outside of Falcons news, we have to give a shout out to Mr. Q. Mr. Q had a birthday apparently a couple days ago, so happy belated, Q. We didn't know.
Oh man, your boy getting old.
You officially a senior citizen, huh?
Man, I got that AARP card.
That's what I was going to ask. Did you get your magazine yet?
No, not yet. I'm waiting on it.
I haven't got mine yet.
I told my wife when she turns 40, I'm gonna trade her in for 2 20s.
She's probably like, good luck with that.
Yeah, it's COVID. It's gonna be hard to do.
But cool, man. Yeah. So happy birthday, Q.
Appreciate it, fellas.
I should have posted it on the Twitter when I found out, but I figured we'd put it on the podcast.
I can't tell my age because people are gonna be like, he's that old and that's that damn silly. They're gonna just be shaking their heads like.
They're like, yeah, that's about right. But all right, y'all, we'll get into it, and we want to thank everybody for checking us out. You know where you can hit us up at whatsupfalcons, at whatsupfalcons on Twitter, and at whatsupfalcons.com, and exclusively at Armchair All American. All right, fellas, we're going to get into it. I figure we start off with, a little overview of the big news, and then we'll run through real quick with the good, bad, and ugly of what happened in the game, and then the rest of the show we can talk about the big news. But yeah, man. But long story short, in a nutshell, Arthur was like, "Damn Monday, you gotta go now," and not just you, DQ. He's cleaning house, and he's done with all the choking, man. So we all called it, and we knew it was going to happen, but some people thought it was going to happen at the end of the season. Some people said, it should have happened a year ago, 2 years ago, but he did it. So we'll talk more about that a little later. But But let's just run through the good, bad, and ugly real quick of this game, and then we can jump into that. Is that cool with you fellas? All right, cool. All right, we'll get in with the good, the bad, and ugly of the Carolina game, which we got beat and put us 0-5, and it was 16-23. Q, what was your good out of that game, of the Panthers game?
Quite honestly, my good of that game, man, was we finally had a game where the outcome of the game got some heads rolling, because we've been waiting for this for a while.
Right.
So, I'm sure there's some other goods you could find, but the only good of this game is we finally, nobody wants to hear about anyone losing their jobs, but it was time to move on and move forward. Right. So finally, the outcome of a game, or maybe it probably wasn't the outcome of this game.
Right.
It's probably the outcome of a bunch of games added up, and this was just the last one.
Oh yeah.
But it was a good game in the fact that when the game was over, the rumors started moving around that we're going to move on and try to find somebody else next season to take us to the promised land. And I think we got a team that we could do it with, but we just need leadership, man. Right. Dan Quinn was a good leader, but he didn't have any control of that defense, and I thought he was supposed to be a defensive guy. So,
right. Aries, what about you, man? Any good from that Panthers game?
I'm gonna spirit my hoop and say Todd Gurley.
That would have been my good. That would have been my good if.
It's just he put down some nice runs, and it was like okay, he still got it a little bit, but I mean you could tell that's not the Todd Gurley from when he was first started with the Rams, but I mean he's still there. He's still got that breakaway speed and the ability to break tackles in the open field. So
right,
I was impressed.
All right, cool. And I was going to piggyback off that as well, man. I was going to get my good to Todd Gurley as well, because the addition of Todd Gurley fixes our red zone problems. Do y'all agree with that?
Somewhat, yeah.
And
somewhat. I don't know about all that.
Well, for the most part, and DQ might have kept his job if they hadn't switched to throwing the ball, passing right at the end when Todd was on the run, so I don't know, but I do think he kind of fixes at least this season for the most part, fixes our red zone problems, or puts a good Band-Aid on it.
It might have been the weekend for washed up running backs, because Free went off too.
I didn't even see anything about Free, so that's interesting.
Yeah, he was either on Monday night or something. He was on one of the games. The schedules are getting so crazy, I can't remember what games are played when. It appears next week we got the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills playing Monday Night Football at 4:30 Eastern time. So what's going on?
Well, that's going to be a good game now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to give it also a honorary good to, I just want to shout it out to, I hate to say it, Derek Cutter and Ridley, because I thought they called a pretty decent, offensive game. And, he had Ridley out there showing up and give us a little more confidence that he can be, the second Julio. So I'd give them a good honorable mention for the decent play calling that he did against the Panthers. All right, let's go on to the bad. Aries, what was your bad of that Panthers game?
Oh, wow. So many things to choose from. It's hard to pick a certain one, but I'm gonna say that one run where it looked like Isaiah Oliver was a kid chasing his big brother who stole his hat.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I mean, he looked like he was just one step ahead of him and just couldn't catch him. It was just ridiculous. Like, why is this guy still out here? I don't get it.
The announcer actually said something about that. He said it was a guy with 4.6 speed chasing a guy with 4.1 speed.
Right. Yeah, but I think they put him out there because Sheffield got injured, right?
Yeah, but I mean, Isaiah, he's a nickel corner, so he plays mostly inside the slot.
Right.
But I guess with that play, he just had to come off his guy and be made an example of. So that was just ugly.
Somebody had I don't know who, I saw a video on YouTube, and someone kind of did had the actual video and pointed out what he did wrong. And he wasn't looking. I think it was the Randy on one of the 92.9 The Game shows, and they said Isaiah was looking at the wrong man. He took his eyes off his man and was looking at the quarterback too long. And then when he did that, the guy just blew right by him. So he's just, Isaiah just he needs to go. Q, what was your bad?
Well, but before I get to my bad, did anybody see last night's game where Josh Norman got thrown on his ass trying to make a tackle? Did y'all see that highlight?
Yeah, I saw it. By Derrick Henry?
Yeah, man. I was like, oh my goodness.
You know what Derrick Henry said about that, right?
What did he say? I didn't hear.
He said you must have been curling too hard. I've been curling too hard, man. It just happened. But yeah,
that's funny.
I saw that. But what was your bad?
So my bad was late in the game. I think I mentioned it on the show we did on Sunday. If anybody's been listening to that one, but it was Matt started missing some passes late in the game.
Yeah,
and then also my bad was that interception in the end zone.
Yeah, that was going to be an ugly for me, but yeah, that was bad. What about you, Aries?
As far as ugly?
A bad. Oh, you went bad. You went bad, right?
Yeah, I went bad.
All right, go ahead and put your ugly.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say that interception, man.
Yeah,
that interception was. I mean, I get this situation. I watched it, and he was forced to get rid of it, but I wouldn't have thrown it that way.
Right.
And it's just he was covered really well. So
yeah. All right. Well, I forgot. I didn't even do my bad, man. Sorry. My bad. All right, I'm going to tell you my bad. And Aries, you might not like this, but my bad is the lack of pass rush that we don't have, and everything Tack McKinley. I'm sorry, man. Tack getting injured again. I'm just over everything Tack. I'm over his injuries. I'm over his bad attitude. I'm over his quarterback pressures that he get without sacks. I'm over his grandma's painting. I'm just over that dude, man. I'm over it all, man. I mean, I wish him luck, whatever, what he does, but I am over the Tack experiment, man. I just got to say that. That last injury, I was like, that's, he can do whatever he wants, but I'm over it.
Well, hey, Big Beasley looked like hot garbage last night too, so.
Yeah. I'm sure he did.
You watched that game?
I didn't watch it, but I'm sure he did.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Q,
how did you guys not watch Tuesday Night Football? Football.
I forgot it was on, to be honest.
Yeah. So did I. I just happened to be chilling and caught it.
Well, I had to flip back and I was flipping between it and the Braves game and trying to cook at the same time.
Yeah, I'm mad about my Dodgers, man. What the hell's going on? What's going on with my Dodgers, man? Beat the Braves the last 2 years in the playoffs. Beat the Braves the last 2 years in the playoffs.
It ain't over.
Now they laying 8.
Hey,
what the hell?
Aries, they're up 15-1 in the fourth, so they're good. They're good.
Yeah, it ain't over, Aries. It's good.
They're killing the Braves right now.
Remember, they're playing a choke city team, so so I wouldn't give up on them so far. Q, what was your ugly?
Maybe the offensive line. I don't know, man. There's a lot of things that were ugly. Losing to the Panthers, I thought that was going to be our first win of the season. So Negro Damas was wrong about that one. I thought we'd be 1-4 right now.
Right.
So Negro Damas was wrong. He said this would be the first win we pick up of the season.
Yep, he was wrong about that. But all right, well, y'all have already mentioned my two uglies, so I was gonna put Oliver is the worst corner in modern history. So either or that or Matt's ugly day. So we talked about both of those.
Yeah.
All right, man. And you're listening to the What's Up Falcons podcast. Hey, Q, since Hoops are here, you have a injury report?
The injury report.
I do got a little bit of an injury report. Let me get to it. So we got Julio Jones still out. Hawkins missed practice with Julio, so I don't know how much that hurt, but Hawkins missed practice.
Right.
And then we had 7 starters that were limited on Wednesday. Keanu O'Neal, Dante Fowler, Grady Jarrett, Tack McKinley. Some of these guys played. Tight end Hayden Hurst, Russell Gage. A lot of those guys were banged up. But
what about KZ? You got any update on KZ? I heard he was done for the year.
Yeah, he's done for the year.
I don't see anything on KZ here in the notes that I got from Hoop that he stole from another website, but I have heard that rumor as well.
You just don't put him on blast like that, huh? Damn.
Yeah, well, he's not here to defend himself.
Exactly.
But, I mean, a lot of injuries, especially in the secondary. I mean, the secondary is where we got the most injuries. We got like 5 dudes out, and the defense is just hurting.
Yeah.
And hopefully we see Julio back soon, but we'll have to wait and see about that.
All right, man. You listen to the What's Up Falcons podcast. All right, fellas, so let's get into it. The big meat, the big news all week. Falcons have made some major changes, man, in their coaching staff to start. So we can do this with an episode of Gotta Go.
Yeah, gotta go.
And they gone. So unless you've been on the rock, you heard that Arthur Blank brought the hammer down, man. And you can kind of tell he was going to if y'all saw him at the end of the game when they showed him on the field with his son. And then they showed Rich McKay. And they showed Thomas. I was like, it's going down. It is going down. And it did, man. So, he fired Quinn, which I'm sure a lot of people are happy about. Some people may not be. And he also fired Thomas, man. And, we all saw the writing on the wall, man. It's crazy, but we did. So, Arthur Blank called it. Someone asked him, what did he thought was the persistent problem of what was happening that led to this? And he said out front and said, it's called lack of winning. I'm like, damn, Arthur, that's gangsta. What do you guys think about
gangsta.
that? What y'all thought about the whole firing of TD and
Man, I'm telling you, man, Arthur Blank is an old mob boss. He just don't want to say nothing.
I'm starting to believe that, man.
It's from the suits to the, you know what I mean? Hey, he's an old school mob boss, man. He's part of the Gotti family.
I mean, I can imagine, how it went down. He probably called him in the,
he was sitting in his chair, and Queen walks in, he spins his chair around, says, yeah, you gotta go.
Dan, you let me down, Dan.
Yeah. The Corleone wants to talk to you right now.
Right. You let me down. I gave you every chance in the world, and you didn't produce. I love you. The kiss of death. You too, Thomas. But that was gangster, man. What do you think about it, Q? You saw, we talked about it on our after show on Sunday. It was rumored, but it happened right after that. So, any thoughts about Quinn and Thomas?
I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, it was time for both of them to go. We've been saying on our show for a while. Both of them need to go. But yeah, I mean, Arthur had this look in his eye on the sideline the other game on Sunday. He just kind of had that look in his eye, man. I've seen him disappointed before, but he was disappointed.
Right.
I thought for sure. I think maybe that he thought that maybe they were going to pick up that win at home with fans in the stadium against the Carolina Panthers, and when it didn't happen, I think he just said, "Oh hell no!"
I gotta do what I gotta do. Y'all messing with my bottom line.
But I think he's a tough boss to work for. I said it before. You guys are like, "Oh no, he's cool," but I think he's a tough boss to work for. I think he'll give you a little leeway, give you a little rope. But I love Dan Quinn's enthusiasm. Even though they were making bad plays after bad plays, he was still trying to coach the people up. I think he was using that Pete Carroll mentality. It was too little, too late to try that, man. He should have tried that a long time ago, man.
Right.
And I said it on the reaction show the other day, man. That Legion of Boom may not have been him. That just might have been the players he had, because he surely didn't come here and replicate the Legion of Boom.
That's true. He tried, but I think he was like a lot of people have been saying, he may have been too much of a players coach, and not being more of a leader coach. As far as just because you go ahead, Aries.
From what I heard, I've been watching a few of the broadcast and NFL Network and like that, and they talked to former players of Dan Quinn, which I'm thinking was Devontae Freeman, that after that Super Bowl, they lost faith in the coach. Like the brotherhood is what Quinn liked to call it, had died.
Yeah,
but that was so long ago. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah, it's just years and years of hearing the same thing. It kind of falls on after a while.
Yeah,
it was bad.
And I heard
it was bad.
And I heard the exact same thing from another player, Sean Witherspoon. They had an interview with him, which I posted on our Twitter site, and he pretty much said the same thing. He was like, after the Super Bowl, the whole brotherhood thing kind of stopped and fell apart, and all the rah-rah quote messaging stuff he was pushing, the fellas kind of tuned that out. So yeah, I think that's exactly what happened.
So I mean, it was time for a change after the year after the Super Bowl.
Right.
After they lost to the Eagles is when Quinn should have been let go then.
Yeah, because and some of the points I'll tell you, I'll say some key points. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it that led to this, as far as Quinn not being able to turn it around. One key point is accountability. Do y'all think that he held anybody accountable of the mistakes they kept making?
I don't think so.
What about you, Q?
Because of him being a player's coach.
Right. What do you think, Q?
I agree with Aries, man. I mean, Vic got way too much time here on the roster. Should have been gone a long time ago. So I agree.
Yeah, I agree too. Not enough accountability. I mean, getting into people's butts. And I heard another funny thing about that too. A lot of the coaches that were left over from the Mike Smith days, the ones that we knew that would get into somebody's ass, like Keith Armstrong and Brian Cox, all were let go by Quinn. Because
he was too hard.
Yeah, and I heard that they were the ones that actually bucked back with Quinn, They would have some disagreements, and those are the two that ended up getting canned. So a rumor has it. All right, and another key point I think that, had this thing fall apart was the communication. I've heard a lot of people say that a lot of the guys, especially in the defense, didn't understand the things that he was calling, because he kept changing stuff up so much, and they just couldn't get a grasp of it. And if you look at the way that they were playing, it kind of makes sense. What do y'all think about that? As far as the defense, especially.
I mean, if you're a defensive coach, I mean, you should have, that's the one thing that, if the defense was playing well and the offense was sucking it up, I'd be like, I'd be like, man, let's maybe just give him another chance. Maybe we need to get a coordinator in here. But the defense is the main reason that we're in this mess right now.
Right. And like I said, we tried to draft well in the defense, man, and even brought in some other guys. So, we did some trading and brought in some guys that we thought that would come help, and it still didn't work. But we all thought all these guys have talent, so it had to come down to some lack of communication. What do you think, Aries? Or miscommunication? Is Aries here? Hello? Bueller?
Maybe he's gone.
Oh, okay.
Might have fell off. We can keep going.
All right. Well, the other key point is leadership, which, I think we kind of mentioned that. I mean, he wasn't a leader. He was pretty much like a comrade to him. Well, a fellow, a coach, a player's coach. And that's definitely seen. Go ahead.
Yeah, he basically tried to, at the end of it, he tried to turn into Pete Carroll, but he's no Pete Carroll, and that's where things start falling apart. And he focused on the defense and just been a defensive guy. Maybe things were worked out, but he started becoming too much of a Pete Carroll, more of a motivator, and you need to be more of a hold people accountable. I mean, think about it at your job, what you do. If you mess up, does somebody hold you accountable?
Exactly.
Or do they just go, oh, man, you messed up, but it's all right, Rock. It just cost us this or that, but it's all right.
Exactly.
You'll get it next time. That doesn't work like that in life.
No.
It shouldn't work like that in the NFL. You got to be held accountable. So all those penalties on the defense, we never really saw anybody held accountable. They put the same players out there every week to get more and more penalties on those long passes from Drew Brees and all the other quarterbacks we've faced. So,
but I mean that goes for pretty much every quarterback in the league because I mean Aaron Rodgers is known for throwing the deep ball just so he can get a PI call. So I mean there's a lot of quarterbacks out there who throw it deep just for those PI calls. And when you have two rookie corners, well that's gonna be
I get it, but when's the last time Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl? I mean,
Hey, he wins games.
He wins games. I'll give you that. But I mean, that's part of the game plan, though. That's part of the game plan, I think.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams have that game plan when they're facing a team with rookie corners.
Aaron Rodgers is also going to snap the ball quick when you're trying to switch guys out, so you can get that penalty of too many men on the field. That's one thing Aaron Rodgers does very well. When you're switching guys out, Aaron Rodgers is lined up, and he'll tell his center, hike the damn ball, just so he can get that penalty.
Right. Yep. Well, yeah, man. It was crazy.
But that's part of game planning, though.
Right.
If you watch film, you know that. You know what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. Just like we know it, they have to know it because they study it.
Right.
We don't study it. We just see it on Sundays and go, saw that before. But they're actually studying it. So.
No, that's true, man. That's the mind-boggling part, I guess, for the fan base. We all see this. It seems like everybody in the world who watched Falcons games, if you're a fan or not a fan, saw this whole thing happen from after the Super Bowl up until now. And you can't tell me that they didn't see it either. I don't know what was up with Quinn, but for some reason he was so stubborn to do things his way, I guess, or because it didn't seem like they learned anything and tried anything different. Everything seems so predictable. Like you said, if all of us can see what's happening or what they're doing and can predict it.
That's the OC too, though. That's the OC.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, of course. Yeah. His ass, definitely.
I don't like Dirt. I hope when they do bring in a new coach, he lets go of Dirt.
Well, let's talk about that for a little bit.
I'm starting to say though, the play caller is there, I think, because we've seen games where we put up numbers. This week it just happened to be, I think we only had 7 points going into the half. I don't know how that happened. But the play calling is there. I think it's just the offensive line let us down because Matt was trying to get rid of that ball and he was overthrowing and underthrowing and he just didn't look like Matt.
Right.
But, maybe it was just an off game, and everyone has an off game, but Matt didn't look like Matt. And but I don't know if it's the play calling, because the play calling in the first few games was on point. I mean, we put up enough points to beat the Cowboys. We put up enough points to beat the Bears. The defense is what let us down.
Was it the play calling or the execution?
I think it falls on both.
Right.
I think the play calls, they weren't executed right because of them being such easy plays to. I mean, as a defense, that's what you're looking at. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at who set up where, and you can pretty much guess which play is coming. So if the plays don't confuse the defense, they're not going to work.
Here's the thing that kind of irritates me too, just while we're talking.
Okay.
Did anybody watch The Last Dance, that documentary on the Chicago Bulls?
I saw most of it. I didn't finish it, but I saw most of it.
No, I haven't watched it yet.
All right. So in that last series against Utah, in that last game where the Bulls finished off Utah, Scotty was hurt. His back was hurt, and Scotty was like, I can't go. Michael said, you're better on the court as a decoy than you are in the locker room or sitting on the bench. So he's like, just get your ass out here and let's just try to do something. Does anybody feel like Julio just should have had his ass at this point? Julio should just be out there. Does he need to run a route and go full speed? No. But is Julio going to free up Calvin Ridley for Calvin Ridley to go the fuck off? Yes.
No. A defense can. It's different from basketball. Football. I
get that.
If you notice a receiver and he's not going 100% on and running his routes, you can pretty much say, okay, this is a decoy. So we're going to single cover him until we need to do more. So they're going to have one guy on Julio and then still double team Ridley and Hurst and all that. But until Julio proves that he's a threat to their defense, then they adjust to it. So it's whether he was on there or not. So I'd rather him be on the sideline healing than being out there suited up and probably injure himself even more.
I agree with Aries, and I don't want Julio out there when it's the chances of us winning this game.
I don't want him out there either, but if he could just line up and block a couple plays, maybe catch a bubble screen, something just simple, something just easy. I just feel like, the last time we saw Julio in the Cowboys game, I mean, he was hurt. He was banged up. He kept going to the sideline to stretch his hamstring, but he kept coming in and making plays, and we scored points that game, and we probably could have won that game. Probably should have won that game.
But maybe you overdid it, Q. Maybe you overdid it by doing that, playing hurt, and then they were like, no, you need to just sit out, bro, because this could get really bad.
I mean,
I get it.
Basketball is what, 130-something games or 100-something games? So they can afford to sit out a couple weeks. 182 games.
Right.
They can afford to
82 games. 82 games in the season.
Okay. So they can afford to sit out 2-3 weeks and then come back 100%. You know what I'm saying? With football, you get 16 weeks. You know what I mean? So it's not much time. When you're hurt, you have to recover quickly and to get back out there to help your team. If you're not 100%, you're not helping your team. Point blank, period. That's just how it is.
Yeah, I get it, man. But I've seen a lot of guys that weren't healthy that suited up and played.
Well, Julio
I just
does
thought
that.
maybe that's what we needed. And I know Julio does that, but he hasn't done it in the past couple weeks. I wasn't upset when he missed 1 week, but then when he missed the second week, I was like, man, he could at least suit up and just do something. They can work if the offense gets creative, and you have a whole week to get creative. You could find a way to have Julio on the field, not touch the ball, not have to over-exaggerate that hamstring injury, but draw the defense to him to free up somebody like a Ridley.
But how is he not going to overexert his hamstring when the hamstring is the back of the leg and you have to run? If he's, like I said before, if he's not showing that he's 100% on the field, they're not going to pay much attention to him, and then the risk of throwing him the ball, him getting hit and hurt, is even more. So that doesn't make any sense. I'd rather him be on the sideline.
We got kids on my son's football team that got hamstring injuries. We got him out there. And we're taking care of them. Hoop's son is one of them. We're taking care of them. I know they're kids, but I'm just saying there's ways to fool a defense. And these guys,
you can't compare
record the games and they watch them too.
Yeah, you can't.
I know you can't compare it, but I think
Julio Jones. This is your $100 million receiver.
Yeah,
this is your $100 million receiver.
I know he's hurt, but there's receivers out there playing banged up. Odell Beckham is playing banged up and still doing his thing right now.
Odell Beckham is not Julio Jones.
I don't know, man.
Odell Beckham, you can put it whatever you want, but if
Odell Beckham in Atlanta would be Julio Jones. He just happens to be on the Cleveland Browns.
No. Like I said, Odell's not Julio. If I was building a team and I had to pick a receiver first, I'm going Julio, hands down.
I wouldn't go Julio because Julio showed me nothing but toe injury and hamstring more years than not.
Yeah, but when Julio's healthy, he's unstoppable. So,
well, I'll give you that. When he's healthy, he's unstoppable. But when was the last time he was healthy?
Hey, man. I mean, it's not bash Julio, man.
I'm not bashing Julio.
I'm not trying to bash Julio, but I'm just saying. He could be questionable and suit up.
I hear you.
Gronkowski did a documentary and said he was banged up most of his career with concussions and everything, but he still got on the field and still did his thing. There's lots of receivers that get out there.
I think if Julio could, he would have, because he loves the game that much.
Yeah, and Gronk was so banged up, he took a year off. So, I mean, what does that say? He took a whole year off.
That is true.
You add up all the games that Julio's missed over the years. It's a lot of games. It's a lot of games. But between that toe and that hamstring, it's a lot of games.
But that's a game here, game there, and then he's playing. Then a game here, game there, he's playing. You got Gronk, who took a whole year.
Yeah.
Didn't suit up, no practice, no warm-ups, none of that. He took a whole year off and then came back, and he's still not the same Gronk. He's just
doing the same. But they're doing the same thing with Julio. Julio's not doing anything in the preseason. They're trying to keep him healthy, keep him fresh. The Falcoholics talked about that. Julio was riding a bike most of the time during the preseason.
I hear you, Q, but I don't think you chance it with Julio, especially when you got Ridley performing the way he's been performing lately and Russell Gage. Why risk it with Julio when
you have too many?
Yeah.
I mean, I get you, but I'm just saying
teams that can do their job while Julio rests up and to get back to 100%. You have too many players that can do their job.
No, I mean, I get you. I honestly get you. I just think there's games we lost where maybe Julio could have stepped it up a little bit and been like, hey, I'm going to suit up and I'm going to come out there. Maybe it's only a quarter, maybe it's only a half, maybe, whatever it is. But I just feel like maybe he could have helped Dan Quinn. Maybe not, probably not. But
nah, I think the writing was on the wall. I think all those players did what they could. The starters and the good players that always we know that can make it happen. So would you guys
be willing to say this then? Would you be willing to say this? If Julio hadn't been injured and been healthy all this time, Dan Quinn would still have a job right now?
No,
not at all.
Because we still be 0-5.
Right. Julio is the whole team, man. It's not just Julio. So, but all right, let's just move along talk a little bit more about Arthur's decision. And he put a video out with Rich McKay, pretty much addressing a lot of the questions that people were asking about his decision and where they're going and who's going to take his place and all that. So we did find out that he did promote Raheem Morris as the coach now. Which one of us thought he would do that?
I did. I was just hoping that it wasn't dirt. That's all I was hoping.
Right.
So Raheem Morris has been there the longest, so yeah, he knows the team better.
And who's the other guy?
Aries called it. Greg called it, and I called it. We all said Morris.
And Ehrlich is going to be the defensive coordinator now, right?
Yeah. He's been promoted to DC. Now, Raheem Morris is the interim coach. So, right. I mean, he's got a 10-week interview to prove that, he deserves this head coaching job. So
yeah, and Arthur said that too, because someone asked Arthur, would he consider making Raheem the permanent coach? And he said, sure, if he wins the next 11 games straight. He said, but no, he was like, he did, but he didn't. He said, no, he's like, he definitely will definitely consider him, especially, he actually has an advantage, to show and prove that he can turn it around. So he's pretty much saying that, yeah, if he can turn it around, he is almost a sure in for the job. So the question is, can it be turned around?
With these players, no.
Yeah. And also, they fired the special teams coach, and I think they should have fired the nutritionist coach. I said that like 2 years ago when we first started having all those injuries. But I don't know who is replacing the special teams. Yeah, I had the guy. I pulled it up. I read it earlier, but he's been replaced. Yeah, man, Arthur is not messing around. He's like, I bought this team to bring championships and winning to the city, and that's what I promised the fan base. He's like, DQ's a great guy. Thomas is a great guy. I know his family. Personally, it hurts to do this, but the bottom line was the performance, and the performance wasn't there, so he had to make the hard choice. He said, I gave him every opportunity to turn it around, which everyone can agree that he did. And they just couldn't get it done. And he said the reason they asked him why he did release Thomas and DQ and why he did it before the end of the season, he said that last year when he decided to keep DQ on, he had a powwow with all four of them. They made a pact, and they were like, look, this is a do-all season. We got to get this playoffs or bust. If we have to make the playoffs, if we don't make the playoffs, then there's going to be complete changes, not just coaching. And they all agreed to it. And then he said, and they went 0-5, and no team can go 0-5 and make the playoffs. So he's like, why wait? Just do it now. Gangsta. What do y'all think about that? I mean, makes sense, right?
Yeah, I agree with it. I mean, and Dimitrov has been there through Mike Smith, the Mike Smith era, and now Dan Quinn. So, you know what I'm saying? He had to go as well. I mean, when they got rid of Mike Smith, I remember everybody hollering for you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Thomas Dimitrov's head as well. So, and then he kept Dimitrov.
Yeah, and but to be fair, if it wasn't for Thomas, we wouldn't have a lot of the good players that we did have. Wouldn't have Matt, wouldn't have Julio, wouldn't have Grady Jarrett.
He's made some good picks.
Yeah,
but he's also made some bad ones.
Oh yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
But man. I think Arthur was very fair about how he handled this. I think he was a little more than fair. That's why I don't think anybody's really upset about this whole thing. Now, another thing that was brought up that people have been talking about is Matt Ryan. And they were wondering when asked about Ryan's future going along with the franchise, he said that he hopes Ryan will be a part of the team in the future. But he said, but he did say he would leave that decision up to the new head coach and the new GM. So basically, he's saying that I love Matt and all that, but it's not going to be up to me. It's going to be up to the new coach and GM. So
you still Matt a lot of money. So I'm figuring it's going to be hard to get rid of Matt. It's going to be hard to get rid of Julio. It's going to be hard to get rid of both of them. But you might can trade Julio for a first-round pick. I'd say keep Matt.
I wouldn't say a first-round pick, to be honest.
Right. I don't think you would get a first-round pick for Julio.
No.
And as for Matt does have a lot of dead cap space, but I think after 2 years, it may be enough that they can make moves with. So they may just focus on with the new head coach and GM beefing up the defense. Actually start to build a new defense, lead the offense as is, and then maybe after 2 more years, they can actually think about trying to get a quarterback. I don't know if they draft one in the upcoming draft. Maybe they wait to the next draft, but who knows?
Everybody's hollering the quarterback from Clemson.
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence, yeah. He's, don't get me wrong, he's good in college, but I don't think he pans out in the pros.
Right.
I really don't. I mean, he's a good quarterback and he's doing great now in college, but I just don't see him making it in the pros. And for them to I'm not gonna say waste the first round draft pick on him, but to use their first round pick on him if he's available is scary.
Yeah.
And then they somehow release, trade, or whatever Matt Ryan, and now you're stuck with this guy and no solution until next year. It's just that's scary to be that team to take two quarterbacks in the first round back-to-back years like Arizona did, or the Buffalo Bills.
Right.
It's just scary.
What do you think, you?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've heard that Trevor Lawrence is going to be with Bill Belichick anyways, and so we'll see how that works out. But I don't know about. I think if anybody needs to go, maybe get rid of Julio, keep Matt. I think you can build around Matt for a little bit longer, maybe 3 or 4 more years. But I don't know though about bringing in a rookie quarterback. I agree.
Somebody said this. What do y'all think about this? Someone said that they wouldn't put it past Bill Belichick to make an offer for Matt. I know he has Cam.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I don't know about that. I think Bill can win with Cam, and he's winning with Cam. I mean, Cam's out right now with his COVID, but when Cam gets back, there's still a lot of season left. I'd be interested to see what Cam can do. I mean, look at Tampa Bay with Brady right now. I think Cam's in a better situation than Tom is. So
yeah, but can Cam stay healthy? He missed the whole season.
In New England, I think he can. And he had the surgery, and I think he's back now. I think Cam will be all right.
All right. I mean, I thought that was an interesting. I wouldn't put it past him, but I forgot who said that. But it may have been on Pound for Pound or something. But I never thought about that. But you never know, man. You never know. And as far as Trevor Lawrence goes, I mean, someone said that could be an appealing bargaining chip to get a new coach in. He's like, you can come here, a new franchise, you can put your stamp on it, and you're going to have the #1 draft pick quarterback in Trevor Lawrence, or an opportunity to get him. That might be some good, bargaining chips. But I don't think we're going to get Trevor.
You have to be you got to be at the Jets for him. The Jets are horrible, and I don't think they're going to win a single game all season. Well, I think we will win maybe 5 or 6 games this season.
I don't think the Jets go after a quarterback.
Right.
That's the thing. I don't think because they just what's his name? They just drafted him like 2-3 years ago. The guy out of SC. I forgot his name, but anyways.
Right.
I don't think they go after a quarterback. I mean the Browns are in a good spot, so they're not going to have a top 5 pick for once in the last 10 years. Who else is in desperate need of a quarterback that's doing really bad this year?
Maybe Jacksonville. I don't know.
Yeah,
Jacksonville has Minshew. I mean, they seem to like Minshew. So I don't know if they have the opportunity. They might take a quarterback, but that's not 100%.
But I mean, they might take him. That doesn't mean they're going to use him. They could use him to trade, So it's going to be an interesting draft. I'll just say that much. But personally, I don't think our quarterbacks is even, like I said before, I think he's a freshman in college. So I don't think they're giving up on Matt just yet, even with a new GM and head coach.
Too much money invested.
Right.
On
Right. So someone also asked them, would he leave the door open for a non-traditional GM and head coach hiring sequence? He said, could it be a GM first or a head coach first? I mean, I'm thinking he may go with the coach before the GM. Because
I hope he does.
Because wasn't Rich McKay a GM in Tampa?
I believe so. Yeah, Rich McKay. Yeah, I believe so.
So I mean, he probably can take those duties over until they find the right GM.
I mean, well, y'all are already saw my picks. I posted that on Twitter, and
what are they, man? Go ahead and read them off. While you're looking, I can read some that I saw that's on the internet, and this one that was interesting. And let me know when you're ready. But of course, Eric, the enemy from Kansas City, their offensive coordinator is the big number one that everybody's talking about, and also Josh McDaniels from the Patriots, their offensive coordinator, and Lincoln Riley. I don't want a college coach in here, and. Then there's Brian DeBall from the Bills. He's an offensive coordinator. Now, this last one is a big-ass hell no for me. Byron Leftwich, the offensive coordinator for the Bucs. That's a big hell no.
I've heard that name so many times. I almost texted you guys today. They were talking about that on NFL Network, and they've been talking about it for the past 3 days. So where there's smoke, there's fire. The NFL Network was saying that. I think there's a good chance where there's smoke, there's fire, because they know a lot more than we do as far as the behind the scenes.
I mean, the Bucs haven't done well with him when Jameis was there. I mean, what do they think that he could be any different here as a head coach?
Well, Brady's there, and they're at the top of the division, right?
Yeah, but that's Brady, and they just started. I'm talking, we got to go back to the past.
What could he do? What could he do with Matt and Julio?
Who, Byron?
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
You don't think so?
That's my personal opinion, but I have a personal issue. I just don't like him. I can't get over him when he was our quarterback for that short period of time. I just can't get past that.
Same page.
And don't tell nobody, but if y'all looked at him, he kind of looks like Al G a little bit, but don't tell him I said that.
Oh, no.
I mean, that ain't a bad thing, but I'm just saying. He reminds me of Al G a little bit. They kind of look alike. Al G gonna kill you.
The only college coach I would consider would be Nick Saban.
Oh, the new COVID boy. Did you hear that he tested positive for COVID today?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, the game might be off this week. I hope it's not, but yeah, I heard it.
Yeah.
Ooh, y'all go dodge a bullet then, huh?
No, even if he wasn't, man, I think the Dogs defense is playing pretty good. So, but anyway, now I don't want Saban. Saban is not going to go back to the NFL. He was at the NFL once. He's not coming back. He has too much power in Alabama. Why would you give that up?
Yeah. True.
But yeah, man. So yeah, Arthur's making these moves, man. The Godfather himself, and he said he's going to deliver a winning product here. He hears us. But like other people were saying, we got what we asked for. So be expecting that this could get worse for a while before it gets better.
Oh, I think it's going to. It's going to get worse for whoever comes in. And whoever comes in, now we're going to put it all on Arthur. Yeah. I mean, he's single-handedly saying he's going to try to do this thing himself. So we're going to be watching.
Well, him and Rich.
Don't bring it. Well,
he said it.
Well,
he said
they've been together for a while.
Well, he said he's going to lean heavy on Rich, and he's going to kind of have a hands-off approach as far as personnel. He's going to lead the personnel to whoever the new coach and GM's going to be. So he's going to do like what he did a little bit with Quinn. He gives you all the resources you need to do the job, and if you're not getting the job done, you're out. And I think the only reason that Quinn stayed so long was because he took us to the Super Bowl. If he hadn't done that, I think he would have been gone at least 2 years ago.
I don't know about that. Tell you the truth, because Dan Reeves took us to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and then the very next season, he was fired after that very next season. So
was Arthur the owner then?
Yeah.
Oh, he was?
Oh, no, maybe he wasn't.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
With Jim Mora.
Blank came in 02.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that was a whole different.
Blank came in 02.
It was a whole different. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But you know what? I'll say this about Quinn. You know, at least we were hoping Smitty would have gotten us to the Super Bowl. You know, and he didn't. He tried his damnedest, but he just couldn't do it. And it may be what Smitty built up. It may be Kyle Shanahan, but at least DQ made us feel proud and happy to get there for that fleeting moment. Even though it was like one of those trapdoor type situations. You're right there and they pull it away from you. But he actually left a message for the fan base. He left a letter that they put out on Twitter. And he's a pretty classy dude. Here, I'll read it real fast. He said, to the city of Atlanta, how fortunate am I that I close this chapter the very same way I open it, with gratitude. Being the head coach of your Atlanta Falcons has been the privilege of a lifetime. I can't express my appreciation enough to Arthur Blank for the opportunity to represent this organization for the past 6 seasons. It truly has been my family. My wife Stacy and I will forever be grateful for every single person in this organization who made our lives better and fuller. I will miss so many things, but none more than the men in the locker room. From Pro Bowlers to practice squad players, it was an honor to fight shoulder to shoulder with you and to be a part of your lives on and off the field. Finally, to the people of Atlanta and Falcons fans everywhere, I can't thank you enough for making this Jersey boy feel right at home. I know there are great things ahead for this team, and I'll continue to root like hell for them and for you. I hope I represented your team with the grace and character you deserve. In brotherhood, Dan Quinn.
Not brotherhood, dead.
Yeah, that shit's been dead, DQ.
I like it. That's deep. I like it.
Yeah, man.
Just see him go.
I mean, it was nice, you know what I'm saying, that he did all that. But I mean, it's just, I wish he would have put more effort into the team.
Exactly. But hey, man, so it's over. It's a new chapter, y'all. It's a new chapter. It's a new day, man. So before we end this chapter on Quinn, anything else y'all want to say about Quinn and Thomas before we go on?
Good riddance.
You're cold as ice, Harry. Harry's, you're cold as ice.
I do want to say Dan Quinn was a great coach, and I'm sorry it didn't work out for him. I'm sure he's going to bounce on his feet, be a defensive coordinator somewhere, and probably come back to Atlanta and kick our ass. So don't be surprised about that. But
yeah, if he goes back to Pete Carroll, maybe. But all right, and you listening to the What's Up?
No, I mean,
go ahead.
No, go. No, I mean, he was a good coach. He brought a lot of fun games, exciting times. You know, the ups and downs. But it's just, I want a ship, and before I die as a Falcon fan, I want a ship.
Yep.
So
I hear you, man. We all want one, man. We definitely do, and we can do it, man. So, you know. That reminds me of what happened when the Eagles got their first one a few years ago, and they had a little special on Fox, and they were talking about, you know, all the fans were excited, and this one fan was like, he was a hardcore fan, but he died before this happened, and I think on his last wish was like, I want the Eagles players to be my pallbearers at my funeral, so they can just let me down one last time. I don't want us to have to say that about the Falcons.
Wow.
I don't want that to happen to us, you know. But
yeah, that's kind of harsh.
Hey, man, Philly, they don't mess around.
Nah.
And you
hey, there's this one Eagles fan. he's all over social media, YouTube, and he took all his Eagles stuff down off the wall after they went. I think they were like 0-3,
Yeah.
I'm done with the Eagles.
Oh, did you? I guess you didn't listen to the beginning of our last episode. There's this.
I heard it.
I was seeing a video. There was a local Atlanta mama who was pissed off with the Falcons, and I put the audio at the beginning of our last show, but you got to see the video. She went through her whole house with her sons and kids and took all the Falcon shit, especially from the team members that are here now, grabbed it all off the wall, got that shit and put it in a fire pit and burned it. Even a signed autographed Matt Ryan jersey that she paid $250 for, she burned it. It's like, whoa. But I'll send that video to y'all, man. That was crazy.
Yeah, I gotta see that.
I heard the audio. I didn't see the video.
I saw a video where a dude takes his Falcon hats and puts them in the barbecue pit and sets them on fire. It was on Facebook. So I'm like, really? Like,
It ain't that bad.
So you one of those fake fans. You one of those fair weather fans. Anybody who does that is a fair weather fan. You know what I'm saying? And in my opinion, because to have to stand behind your team, you have to be able to endure the lows and the highs.
Right. But we've had a lot of lows.
We've had a lot of lows. Believe me.
Not enough to go do all that, man.
Yeah.
As a fan living in California,
Yeah.
believe me, I get the blunt of all the shit talk.
I'm sure.
You know, so
Yeah.
And you're a bid maker, so you're putting yourself out there.
yeah. And to be a vid maker, you've got to have thick skin because of all the comments you get and all the responses and all that.
Right.
So I've grown over the years to have thick skin, but I may hate this team at times. Like they disgust me, but I'm still a Falcon fan regardless. Like no matter what.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I agree with you, man. You know, we can talk shit all day long, but we're not going to do anything to that extreme and pick another team because, you know, what's the point in that, man? You know, that's just ridiculous doing that, but I just thought that was crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, it was this guy who burned all his hats on and put in the barbecue pit, pour lighter fluid on them, and set them on fire. So I left the comment. I was like, well, get the fuck on because we don't need you. And that comment alone has already got like 40 likes.
Indeed, man. We have to post that on our site, on our Twitter feed. Send it to us.
All right.
Yeah, or hit us up on Twitter with it. But yeah, man, that's crazy, man. These people, I mean, I know here if you live here in Atlanta, and I hear you, Aries, you get it real hard out there. But here, man, I mean, they're a diehard Falcons fan still, but they can get really pissed off, man, and do stuff like that. And but the very next season or whatever, they're right back there. Yeah. They're right back there.
Yeah.
And we haven't won shit, but they're still back there. So, that's just dumb burning it like that. If you got money to waste like that, more power to you.
Yeah, I wish I could have snatched that.
Exactly.
My Matt Ryan jersey out of her hands.
I know, right? She didn't burn Julio. She said Julio ain't doing anything wrong.
He's part of the team. He wears the same colors.
I know,
So
right?
you don't burn that, burn the rest of them.
Well, she got a Biden 2020 sign in her yard, so that's why she burned that Julio Jones jersey.
Yeah.
We already know what's up.
But all right, y'all, and okay, let's move on. Let's go around the league real quick. All right, the only thing I want to talk about around the league is, did y'all see that gruesome ass? Oh
yeah, we saw it.
Happened to Dak Prescott, man.
How good did you not see it?
God damn, that was gross. I don't know why I watched it. I didn't think it was going to be as bad as it was, but
dude tried to play it off, and after he rolled on his back, he tried to line it back up again. I was like, nah, dog.
Bro,
Yeah, he slammed it on the turf. Like, get back in there. Like, nah, bro, that's not happening.
No. Well, if y'all didn't see it, Dak broke his ankle, and if you watch the video, you see his ankle dangle.
That's not a break. That's
Yeah.
a fracture.
Oh.
His foot was going the opposite way of his.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
That was so gruesome. I watched it like 3 or 4 times.
Oh man. Oh. God, I was like,
ESPN ran a story that day though. He's still $100 million quarterback though. They're saying he's still going to be he's going to bounce back and be $100 million quarterback.
He's playing on his franchise tag. So
yeah.
I mean his $35 million is guaranteed. So he gets to sit out the rest of this year with a bank full of cash. But
so they did get the deal done.
He's getting re-signed for a contract that's going to be similar to Matt Ryan, similar to all these quarterbacks that have signed these big deals in the last few years. Yeah. They're saying he can still get that. They're saying that ankle injury is not that significant. They're saying that Tua's hip injury was like worse than that, and he got picked up by a team, so they were like, he'll be fine with this little ankle injury. They said it wasn't like the middle of the leg. Sometimes you break it right in the middle of the leg and it snaps in the middle of the leg and it's going crazy.
Oh Lord!
They said ankles are meant to bend and break. Oh. And they're saying he'll be okay. And you saw him and his brother posted a video like an hour later, a picture an hour later. He was in the hospital posing right before his surgery. Surgery's already been performed. So more than likely he'll be back for the start of the regular season next year.
I like that.
And that's assuming that COVID doesn't push back the start.
Yeah, if they sign him.
Yeah. If they will take a chance.
That's what ESPN is saying is like, no matter what, he'll be back. Even if he's not a Cowboy, they're saying he'll be back and he's going to get that contract because they were saying that injury is not that significant because it was the ankle and not a middle of the leg break or it wasn't like that. I don't know if y'all saw Todd Gurley's injury in college.
Right.
Yeah, I saw that.
But they were saying it wasn't one like that. I mean, look at Todd. He still made it back.
But what happened?
They were saying he'll be back.
Did he just roll it or?
No, it kind of rolled, but he also got tackled at the same time. The defensive guy kind of landed on it, and just kind of made it do a, your foot face the front.
Yeah. We got it.
Twisted to the back.
We got it, man. I can't even stand still thinking about it, man.
Oh man, he looked like a black transformer.
Well, speedy recovery to Dak, man. That was gruesome. Anything else happened around the league worth mentioning?
No.
All right.
Yeah, of course. Oakland beat the undefeated Chiefs. Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they did? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was a good game. I enjoyed watching.
That was a good game.
Wow, Chucky got it done.
We got that one locally here.
Wow.
Being out here,
I cut the cord and went to. I cut the cord and went to Fubo. I think that's what it's called. Fubo TV, something like that. If you guys have heard of it. Anyways, you can get the Red Zone channel. So now I can watch the Falcons game and then the Red Zone channel at the same time. So I've been able to catch a lot of stuff around the league. Baltimore's looking good. There's a lot of teams looking good right now, man.
Who do y'all think may have?
See, Titans are looking real good. A lot of teams looking good right now, man. I think this is going to be an interesting season, an interesting playoff, and oh my gosh. What about the Pittsburgh Steelers? Y'all watch the Pittsburgh Steelers?
If you had to choose somebody coming out of the AFC, who would you pick?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The Steelers look good. Tennessee looks good. I'm interested to see how the season finishes up with the Patriots and Cam. I mean, it's still early enough to see how that finishes up. The Kansas City Chiefs. Now you're gonna ask me about the NFC?
No. Now good. Now, what a lot of people were talking about on how Tom Brady was so dominant, whatever, is because of the division. Now that he's gone, you see how the gate opens up, and you have 4 to 6 other teams, able to come out that side. Before, it was like no matter how good a team did, it was always New England. Now that Brady's out of the AFC, you have 4 or 6 teams that are fighting for that number 1 spot. 5 years ago, it was just New England all day.
I got a feeling New England's still going to be in the hunt of things, though. Bill Belichick, once he gets Cam back on that
dominant team, though. They're not that dominant team anymore. They may be good, but they're not dominant. I can tell you, Kansas City can beat New England. Pittsburgh can beat New England. The Ravens can beat New England. Titans can beat New England. They have, you know what I mean. So there's that group of teams now. Now that Brady isn't the star player on that team, and they have this such good working skills. Now it's okay. Let's see. We'll see. Now in the NFC, it's still a toss up. You got 3 or 4 teams that's guaranteed to make it out.
Hey man, these Saints keep surprising me. I hate to say it because they're in our division.
Yeah.
They had a nice comeback win the other night. Man, they keep surprising me.
Beat the Chargers. Barely beat the Chargers, and that's only because
they barely beat them. They came back and beat them. They were getting their asses kicked.
They still barely beat them. Now had that the only reason why they won that game is because that quarterback is a rookie. Had he been more experienced and more composed to handle that kind of pressure late in the game, Chargers win that, guaranteed. But the fact that they had a rookie quarterback was the reason why they lost that game.
Maybe so, and I'll give you that. Having a rookie quarterback didn't help, but they had a big giant lead. And when I went to bed, I thought to myself, all right, well, the Falcons lost, but we'll be okay because other teams are losing. And then all of a sudden, we're going to wake up the next morning. I'm like, how'd the Saints come back and win this shit? Don't give up on the Saints. I know we don't want to say. I know we don't want to say we love the Saints because we obviously don't. But don't give up on the Saints to win some big games because that was a big time comeback on. Was that Monday Night Football? I think that was Monday Night Football.
Well, like you used to say, Q. Even the sun shines on a dog's house.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut.
Yep. All right, guys. You listen to the What's Up
They're
Fox.
probably going to win. They're probably going to win the division, so I'll give them that.
All right, listen to the What's Up Falcons podcast. All right, guys, let's get these predictions in so we can wrap it up. All right, we're going to face the Vikings. Are we going up there? I can't remember.
Vikings. It doesn't matter.
On the road, man. On the road.
Vikings. It don't matter. It's the Vikings.
Yeah. So is that an L?
Yeah, that's another L. They go 0-6.
What do you think, Q?
I don't know what to think, man. I'm a little bit confused.
Yeah.
If Dan Quinn was coaching, I'd say it'd probably be an L. Now we got a new interim coach. I don't know, man. I think we might pull this off. Just squeak by.
If we win the game, I'll be shocked. Don't get me wrong. I'm always have faith in my boys, but as of right now, I'm gonna have to lean towards the Vikings. Their defense is stout.
Oh yeah, me too. Right, look at their record, though. Look at their record.
Hey, you blame that on offense, but their defense is stout.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I agree with you guys, but I'm hoping that since Arthur's not playing and in the firings and the changes and stuff like that, it's going to either motivate the guys or they're just going to totally not be motivated. But I think they may stand up because since they've been pretty much put on blast nationally, hopefully they will stand up and say, well, they're playing for their jobs, so I think we might win. If we do, it's going to be very close.
So what are you saying? Give me something. I'm gonna say right now, I think Falcons by 3. I don't know why I'm saying it, but I'm gonna take Falcons by 3. I think we're gonna turn around this game. If we don't turn around this game, the season's over.
Well, I'm rolling with you. It's not going to be by much. It may be a field goal, so it may be by 3. By Yang Wei. Cool.
Kung Fu ticket, baby.
All right, guys. You listen to the What's Up Falcons podcast. All right, man. Well, I'm sure we're going to have a lot to talk about going forward. I was going to try to have JR on tonight, but he had some family things, so maybe we'll try to have him on next week over there at Pound for Pound.
MJ, the king of pop. He's going to be on the next show, man.
Whoa. All right. He picked a great time to come back when things are changing.
Yeah.
So, all right. We'll see what the great MJ has to say next week. So, definitely check that out, y'all. Oh, Let me read a Twitter question since we played the Panthers and, they beat us. We weren't going to get by without hearing from our favorite couple up in Greensboro, Maurice and Angela. So, of course, they sent us a text right after the game.
I love those guys. They can do no harm. Go ahead. All
right, I'll read it to you guys. They say, what's up, guys? Maurice and Angela from Greensboro saying hello. They said, I really don't know what to say. To be 0-5 must be disheartening. So step back from the edge and remember there's always next week. From the podcast last week, remarks were made that the Panthers might be the worst team in the NFL. And there is no way the Falcons could lose. I know it's been a long time since
me.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know it's been a long time since the Panthers won in the ATL, but I think that was due primarily because Cam tried too hard.
2014 was the last time, actually.
Yep. It said primarily because Cam tried too hard being from the ATL. But you guys said that the Panthers team was the worst in the NFL, but who won this game? Anyway, we can't wait to hear the show next week, and please take it easy on us the next time we play. I guess the loss to the worst team in the NFL did it in for your coach, for your head coach, DQ. It's like when the Panthers lost to the Redskins and they fired Ron the next game. Some losses are hard to take.
And where is he at now?
I know, right?
Washington. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so keep your heads up, guys. The only way to go is up. And as the game proved Sunday, anything can happen. Keep up the good work in your world famous podcast. And my wife said maybe the Falcons will play your Dolphins team soon. Ha 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 ha. I don't know what that means, but
the Dolphins are the worst team. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, the Dolphins are bad, worse than the Panthers. I'm gonna have to agree with that one. But
the Dolphins are the Jets.
The Dolphins, Jets, and Jacksonville. All right.
Yeah.
And now us.
Yeah, and now us. Wow.
I called in the show. I said Nicodemus is wrong. I said we were going to be 1-4 going into this season and throughout this whole season. I thought this was going to be the first one of the season, and I was wrong. And now I don't know what to think. So you may not hear from Nicodemus for a while.
Thank God, because he was always wrong.
No, he wasn't. You better check his track record.
Well, I guess this is what the rock bottom feels like then. We
ain't rock bottom yet. We ain't rock bottom. We at the bottom. We ain't rock bottom.
But it just confuses me. We lost to a Tennessee Titans team last year, who like a week or two after we lost, benched Marcus Mariota and said, you know what, you're not the guy anymore. And now look at them. Look how. I'm just saying, look how they turned it around. They beat the Patriots in the playoffs that same season and eliminated the Patriots. And then look at them last night on Tuesday. You guys didn't watch Tuesday Night Football, but they look damn good against an undefeated Bills team. I'm just like, I just don't know. I mean, we got so many weapons. We got so much going on for us here in Atlanta. I just don't get it, man.
Yeah. Just don't get it either.
Oh, we forgot around the league. We got to talk about the Jets releasing that their running back.
Well, who they released?
Bell.
Oh, Le'Veon Bell?
Oh, Bell?
Yeah.
Oh, they cut Bell? GG's.
Yeah. Yesterday. So.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think the Falcons will pick him up because there's no hope in doing that. But somebody will pick him up and they'll probably make a run with them. I wouldn't be surprised if Belichick picks him up. Mark my words on that one.
Yeah, but their running game's pretty good right now. They really don't need him. He'll be third string.
Yeah.
And
maybe. Who knows?
Bell's not going to want to be a third string quarterback. He's going to want to go somewhere to where he's the number one back because of his big headed ego. So
right.
He's a talented dude, though. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a talented dude.
He is, but he's just big headed. So
I'm sure somebody's going to pick him up, and I'm sure they're going to make a run with him. Probably won't be us, but mark my words. Nicodemus.
Somebody's
going to pick him up. Somebody's going to pick him up and make a run with him.
Somebody's going to pick him up. He's just too good of a player, but you know.
So let me ask you guys this question real quick. Do you think the Falcons try to pick up any players before the trade deadline or do anything crazy before the trade deadline to try to turn the season around? Or you think it's just over for us and we just roll with what we got and call it a day?
They need to focus on other things. They're not going to worry about free agency right now.
Yeah, I think at this point, they're just going to try to finish this out and get as many wins as they can with what we have. I mean, unless something just, falls in their lap where they can't turn it down.
I mean, granted, because of all the injuries we have on defense, they might pick up a couple of defensive players here and there, but you won't see a big splash with trades and free agency, all that. No, forget it.
Yeah, that's over until next season.
Yeah, and plus, who's going to want to?
So let me ask you this one last question. Then, do you think during the off season, with all these holes that we need to fill, and there's a lot of holes. Think we can turn it around? Holes in this house. There's some holes. There's some holes in this offense too. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
I can name a couple of holes. But I mean, is this really a team you can turn around in 1 year?
Nope.
I don't think so.
No, we're looking at 2 to 3.
Yeah.
Depending on who we get and who they cut. So we got to see who they bring in, if they do bring in somebody, and as far as head coach and GM, we'll see about that. But depending on who they let go and turn, it's going to pretty much judge on how long it's going to take.
Right.
If they get rid of big names, then you're looking at 3 to 4 years.
Yeah. All right, fellows.
Yeah, that's a long time. All right.
It is, but hey, you know what? We'll be here to cover it, just like we always are, and we invite you guys.
Every bad season, we'll be here.
Exactly, and we invite you guys to check us out and come back and listen with us and listen to what we have to say, because we have a lot to say and a lot of things to talk about. But I want to thank everybody for checking out the What's Up Falcons podcast. Remember, you can check us out exclusively at Armchair All-American. You can check us out on iTunes, SoundCloud. No, not SoundCloud anymore, but Google Play.
Yeah, SoundCloud.
Spotify. Yeah, forget SoundCloud. And hey, don't forget, I haven't hawked this in a long time, but we still have t-shirts. We have gear, man. We have hats. We have shirts. We're working on masks, man. Somebody pick something up. It's still there. We're actually working on a new store, so that'll be coming out soon. But we still have the old stuff, so inventory's stocked. We even have coffee mugs. Who don't want a coffee mug?
Let me see. When y'all get the mask, let me know. I'll pick one up.
All right. They're coming very soon.
Oh, yeah. You won't catch anything with that Falcons mask.
Hell no. But all right,
real quick, let me put up my.
I don't know because watching these games, I'm always getting sick. So,
hey, Q, before you say that, one more thing about shirts. Aries, one of our old listeners, did send me a text and was asking about is Aries Falcon selling those shirts he referenced? What shirts did you reference?
I don't remember
know what you're talking about.
Right.
I didn't know what he was talking about. I can ask him, but
ask him and refresh my memory because I don't remember.
Okay. I'll text him back and see what he was talking about. But go ahead, Q. What were you talking about?
I was just gonna say, man, just getting back to these health announcements. We had a old drinking buddy from back in the day passed away this week, man, and I found out what he died from, man. And he died from he had diabetes. He didn't know it because he wasn't going to the doctor and wasn't getting checked out, and his liver was fried from all the years of drinking beer and being overweight.
Yeah,
those 3 things caused him to get sick, and 72 hours later to be dead. So I just want to tell everybody out there, man, if you're listening and you're not going to get in the physical under the Obamacare, which we still have, luckily President Trump hasn't been able to overthrow it yet.
Right.
It's still free to go to the doctor and get you a physical. Go get you a physical, man, because everybody has these underlying health issues that you may or may not know about. But this dude had diabetes, cirrhosis of the liver, and obesity. Didn't know it. Started feeling bad and was dead 72 hours later. So it's a damn shame, man. I think if he was going to the doctor and getting a physical, they would have caught that, because I've been going to the doctor and they've been they've been catching things. So, man, just go to the doctor and get that free physical while you can under that Obamacare. It's free, man. Completely free. Just go.
Yeah,
Go
man.
do it, man. Just find out what's going on inside your body.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm scheduled for mine next month, so yeah, man, gotta do that.
Yeah, mine is already scheduled for December 6th. So if you hear from me on December 7th, everything went good with the kid.
All right, cool.
But all jokes aside, man, go get those physicals, man. If you're a Falcons listener and you listen, go get that physical while it's free.
Definitely. We don't need to be losing more people than we already have. So
Yeah.
It's rough out here, y'all, but that's okay. But we'll be here. We're gonna stay healthy as well as we can, and we're gonna bring it to you guys. All the Falcons updates, news, changes. You know, we're gonna be here for you, along with Aries. So Aries, I want to thank you again, man, for coming on and stepping up and being such a good player on our podcast, man. We really appreciate it.
Oh man, like I said, man, it's always a pleasure to be here, man. I have fun with you guys, so.
Same here, man. Same here. And if y'all have anything else, we can wrap this up.
That's it, man. Stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll see another Falcons win, loss, possibly this weekend. Stay tuned.
All right,
Win,
y'all.
lose, retire.
It should be interesting.
I mean, at this point, I'll be happy with a tie.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Well, Morris will be cussing somebody out either way.
Indeed, man. So, all right, guys, if that is it, I will talk to y'all next week. See ya.
All right.
Peace.
Check out the What's Up Falcons podcast exclusively at armchairallamericans.com. Subscribe to the What's Up Falcons podcast on iTunes and SoundCloud. Listen to the What's Up Falcons podcast at whatsupfalcons.com.